Hey guys, Momo here with something very fun and exciting. Since I've done the video on the mythological creatures I wanted to see turned into Pokemon, it got me thinking, how much fun would it be to create each one of these Pokemon's own world, region, and other Pokemon to interact with? So I decided that's going to be my next series. I'm going to have a series that's titled Fakemon World, where I will explore each one of these Fakemon and explain what their attacks are, what their stats are, where do they come from, what is their abilities, and everything else about them. This honestly comes from watching my friend Mystic Umbreon's What If Pokemon, so I have to really thank him for the inspiration for this series. Like in my Myth videos, all the Fakemon art is done by Really Dark and Windy. His Twitter and DeviantArt is linked down below. Now, when it comes to the 5 that I chose originally, it was a very hard choice to see who I wanted to start off with, but I decided to do my actual favorite, Forneus, which I am so excited to do. So let's get into this. Now I can see Forneus standing at the same height as Groudon, which would be about 11 feet 6 inches tall. Now even with it standing at 11 feet 6 inches tall, it is still shorter than Hoopa Unbound, which stands at 21 feet 4 inches. Why am I mentioning Hoopa? Well, the region that Forneus would come out of would be based on the Middle East, and since Hoopa is a djinn, we're probably gonna see Hoopa Unbound and Hoopa there. With it standing so tall as well, this could pose problems for it swimming in the ocean, especially the shallow part. Well, I have the answer for that. It doesn't go into the shallow ocean. It's only going to be found in the deep ocean, so its gray coloring actually allows it to blend in. Same with the black, which makes a lot of sense for it to swim along the seafloor unseen. With its webbing on its hands and feet, it propels itself much quicker using its tail as a very powerful rudder, allowing Forneus to swim through the water swiftly. And occasionally, Forneus swims a little bit too fast and accidentally creates a whirlpool. Oops. Now, the horn on its head could be used to fight underwater enemies, or to even dig into the seafloor, creating caves that it could hide in, or just to clear away stuff it doesn't like, say a sunken ship. And the dome on its head reinforces it, so it can take a powerful hit to the head. So it probably does use its head like a battering ram. Now, what's really interesting is the mustache, which actually isn't a mustache, it's feelers. Instead of Forneus using echolocation swimming around the deeps, it uses its mustache / feelers to see what's around it, maybe to catch its prey or to see if any danger's around it. And that giant dorsal fin on its back, well, that's the last thing a lot of sailors have seen in this region. Now, what type of region would I see Forneus living in? Well, since it is a demon based off a book from the Middle East, I see it in a region kind of based off the Middle East. Let's just call this region Bahar. I can see it having a very large landmass and very little water around it, but it still needs to have an open ocean to allow Forneus to exist. I feel that we may see Dahar City. Maybe this is the main city of this region of Bahar, and since we see Dahar City again, we're going to see Hoopa. I feel like this region would be filled with a lot of ground type Pokemon because it is a dry, arid desert region with a few oases that dot the land. There may also be a pocket of forest that you have to go between the first and second city like you do in every single Pokemon game, but I don't think there's very many grassy areas because there's not going to be a lot of rain in this region. I feel like the lines of Pokemon we would see are the Sandshrew, Trapinch, Hippopotas, Mudbray, Rhyhorn, Sandygast, Carvanha, Dwebble, Rockruff, Bonsui, and Maractus. Now, this Maractus is not the normal type of Maractus, but this would be the Maractus from Mystic's What If Pokemon. Now that it lives in the harsh climate of Bahar, Maractus is now a flaming hot fire type. As for water types, I don't think there's going to be that many in the sea. Maybe we'll get 1 or 2 new ones introduced. A lot of the old ones such as Magikarp and Goldeen and Tentacruel will come back, but it's not going to be a main part of the game until you go after Forneus. Now, I could see Forneus being found somewhere in the water. Maybe you have to travel to an island where there's a giant whirlpool that Forneus is actually hiding in. And when you get to this giant whirlpool, how do you pull Forneus out? I believe we'd have some sort of gem that we'd hold up to the sunlight and it'd shine down into the whirlpool, causing Forneus to come out in a fit of rage. thinking it's one of its enemies. Or maybe the evil team has gone underwater and started to attack Forneus, forcing it to come to the surface and rage, attacking some of the local coastal villages. As for its typing, I'm sticking with what I originally said it would be, water dark, because I don't see it as anything else. It looks like a giant walking shark. And the fact that it's based off a demon really does give it the dark typing. In its move pool, you can find the moves Dive, Whirlpool, Aqua Tail, Rain Dance, Aqua Ring, Water Pulse, Brutal Swing, Nasty Plot, Dark Pulse, Knockoff, and its signature move. I really had to sit and think for its signature move because I had to decide what I wanted it to be like. And I decided I wanted something like Oblivion Wing, but it uses water. So I'm gonna call it Dark Water. Dark Water is a surf type move that's gonna be spread, hitting everybody on the field. But instead of being pretty blue water, it's gonna be black, almost midnight black. And when this water hits a Pokemon, it saps away its HP, restoring it to Forneus. Now, one move that it does have that's kind of weird is gonna be the move Attract, because in the mist, Forneus could stop its enemies from attacking it with love, so why not have Forneus have this ability, which means either it has to have a gender or there's going to be a new form of Attract. So it may actually have a new form of Attract, but I don't know. What do you guys think? As for its actual ability, I think Swift Swim makes the most sense for it. As for stats, I think its speed stat should be 60. Attack stat 150, defense stat 150, HP stat 110, special attack 100, special defense 100, which I think is pretty fair. This is going to be a total tank Pokemon, and because of Swift Swim, once you get that Rain Dance up, you're going to be hitting hard. As for its dex entry, you could read something like this. Forneus is known as the demon of the sea that terrorizes Bahar. When on land, it stands as tall as many skyscrapers. It has been known to come out of the ocean to sink coastal villages in fits of rage. Its rage can be caused by Hoopa or Diavablo taunting this water leviathan. When the fighting between the three gets to be so bad, Arceus himself must come down to break up the fighting, as legend says. Forneus is rumored to have the ability to sap away Pokemon and people's strength if they are touched by the water it throws. Forneus has also been known to create large whirlpools as it swims around the sea. Its dorsal fin has been the last sight of many a sailor. Well, that's all I have this week for Fakemon World. I am so excited about this series, and I do hope you come back and check out the rest of the region of Bahar with me. If you guys think of any ideas for a Fakemon, please share it in the comments below. Maybe I'll use it. Until next time, see ya.